Hi, my name's Rachel Andrews. Welcome to Everyday Athlete. On this week's video, I thought I'd talk about something which can really stop a swim in its tracks, and that is foggy goggles. So I know that for outdoor swimming, not everybody wears goggles, but you are missing something. There's so much stuff to have a little look at underneath if you can bear to put your face in. Anyway, back to the thought in hand. How do we stop the flipping goggles from fogging up? So our goggles fog up because of the difference in temperature between the area around our face, around our eyes, and the water temperature that we're swimming in. And the more effort we put in, the more pronounced that difference becomes. So how do we overcome that? Well, first off, we could buy fog resistant goggles, something that's got an anti-fog layer inside them. But I do that each time I buy them, and to be honest, I still suffer from foggy goggles. Not for the first few swims, but after a while. So looking after them is key, making sure that you run them under fresh water and that you leave them to dry and don't touch the lenses. But once the dreaded fogging kicks in, you need to take action. On the most simple front, you could spit into them to lubricate the inside. Give that a little bit of a wipe. Flush it through some water and then on it goes. People do say that you should wet your face and wet the goggles, but both the spitting in them and wetting your face in the goggles I find to be pretty temporary and not great if I'm doing a training swim like I am this morning. It's always worth looking up to see online with your goggle manufacturer how they say to look after them and what products they say to use. Almost all of them say don't put anything on the inside of them except for our anti-fogging spray or gel. Now, that's not always the cheapest and not always the most eco-friendly, so there are a couple of other options. Some people use baby shampoo, which is formulated to minimise eye stinging, so that's always a good thing. I'm really mindful of putting something near my eyes which isn't designed for going in around your eyes and potentially suffering from that. One of the things I've been sent to trial is this reef-friendly mask defog, and I was sent that by Sea & Stream to give it a trial, and it's been pretty successful so far. I swam for 2 hours with it the other day and not a single bit of fogging. So I'm going to show you how this goes on, because this is what I'm going to use before I go for my swim. Pop a tiny little blob in the middle. Okay, little blob in there, a little bit too much on that one. Going to use a finger that doesn't have much of a nail to see it all the way around the edges. So it looks like that to start with. Now what I need to do is flush it with some fresh water. So I'm going to pop it in there. Also going to give it a bit of a wipe around to get rid of any streaks. So whilst you want the film to remain, you don't really want streaks because it interrupts your vision. So how we're doing a little bit more there. The one that I put too much in, it's got a bit of streaking going on. Okay, so there we go. Those should say absolutely clear for the whole of my swim. So if you're going to use something like baby shampoo instead, it's just the same thing, a tiny dot on the lens, give it a wipe around with one that doesn't have a nail, and then flush it out with water. Well, that was a cracking swim, and my goggles stayed completely fog-free for the whole thing, so I'm really chuffed with that. I hope that you managed to keep your goggles fog-free as well to enjoy your swim. So the only thing I can say is it's a pity that the water wasn't a bit clearer and I might have been able to see stuff, but being able to sight made my swim much more enjoyable. I hope you've enjoyed this week's video, and if you have, you'll give it a like. Drop me a comment with your tips as to how to keep the goggles fog-free, and hopefully you'll enjoy it enough that you'd like to subscribe. Hit the little face here, ding the bell, and you'll know when the next one's out. I'll see you next time. Bye!